Listen, I've had something on my mind lately, and I've been thinking about it so much I just can't ignore it anymore. So why not tell it to a huge room full of complete and total strangers? I'm going to tell you my deepest, darkest secret. I've kept it hidden for so long, but I just have to let you guys know. My favorite movie growing up was the 2002 summertime classic, Bring It On. And even if I haven't decided yet whether to root for the Rancho Carne Toros or the East Compton Clovers, I will gladly dance anytime Hey Mickey comes on the radio. I knew every cheer, every single dance move. I still can't cartwheel for the life of me, but I dare you to best my spirit fingers. Spoiler alert, you can't. In the midst of my cheer haze, my mom decided to sign me up for a cheerleading camp. I walked into that gymnasium and it was filled with pigtailed princesses wrapped in ribbons-colored school spirit. Me and my Superman t-shirt felt a little bit out of place. Didn't really know how we'd fit in, but when that music started, you can bet your ass I danced mine off. I felt free. And then the real cheerleading team came out to perform, and I started to feel like I was missing a memo. I went home that night, clambered all short legs and tiny hands onto the bathroom counter to look at myself in the mirror. In the second grade, I was all bowl cut and chubby cheeks, all dark eyes and crooked teeth. I had one big black buck tooth from an altercation with a writing desk and a smile for every stranger, much to my mother's constant worry. But I didn't look right. I wasn't ever going to be tall like Gabrielle Union. I wasn't ever going to have the big doe eyes of Eliza Dushku. My hair was never going to be the pretty golden blonde of Kirsten Dunst. But hey, at least they gave us Whitney. And for those of you who are unaware, Whitney is a cheerleader of color on the Toros. For some reason, the only Asian American that could be found in all of Southern California. You shouldn't be surprised when all of her cheers really just came off like, give me a T-O-K-E-N, what's that spell? Terrible media representation. And even when I was 7 years old, I knew that Whitney was a total jerk. Even at 7 years old, I wasn't all that surprised. Casting calls had already made the message perfectly clear. Girls like me are not nice cheerleaders. Girls like me aren't even nice. Girls like me are better off as your smart and silent sidekick, your crouching tiger geisha mistress, your locker-stuffed dragon lady pay $5 for the night with an accent thicker than the scripts I'll never have lines in. Girls like me are never cast in starring roles because girls like me don't look right. You want to know what it looks like growing up Asian in America? It looks like learning how to cheer as background noise. It looks like learning how to fall off to the wayside. It looks like not really cheerleading material. I guess you'd do well as a math nerd. It looks like Asian, always Asian, never anything else. It looks like every tired cliche of the stories of girls who look like me telling me there's only one way to live if you look like me. You want to know why I demand more POCs on your silver screen? And then let's play a game of I Spy. Try to spot the Filipino in your primetime network lineup. Show me the Asian in your next big blockbuster hit. Show me that we are not just exceptions. Show me that we are not just caricatures. Prove to me that we are not invisible. You want to know the big secrets. And look around. Because people like me exist. I exist on a spectrum broader than you have ever allowed us. We are not going to fall by the wayside anymore. The music is starting right now, and we are taking all of this space to dance. We're not being left out of the roll call anymore, so bring it on. And the sun was sitting right above me, beating sweat from my skin, but I just felt cold and clammy. Red dirt kicked up from under my white boots, turning them tan. The shouts from around the arena sounded like a Charlie Brown horn symphony in my ears. This is Midwest May Madness. This is Oklahoma at its finest. This is the pioneer days in the Panhandle. Welcome to the rodeo. It was noon. And the sun was splitting the sky into two equal parts, this land into two great destinations. Destination 1, greatness. Destination 2, something that's not as cool as greatness, I guess. Two paths lay before me, do or do not. Two words that would come to define my thus far short and quiet life on the prairie. Mutton busting. Now, mutton busting. Let me tell you a little bit about mutton busting. It's America's favorite pastime, of course, in which we agitate and annoy an overly large and woefully unshaven sheep, and then drop a child, usually ages 5 to 7, onto his back, weighing about 55 pounds, and then watch as the new duo shoot out past the rodeo gates, an angry, frenetic dust bunny, with a child, small, fragile, and probably already traumatized, clinging desperately to its back. That's right, folks. They managed to make a sport worse than bull riding, and then they added children to it. I was 6 years old when my dad decided to sign me up for a mutton busting contest. There come moments in every person's life, young or old, in which we have to go through things that we never expected to go through. In those moments, we have to decide what kind of people are going to be sleeping in our beds at night. What kind of feet are going to fill these shoes that we're going to use to scuff up every linoleum tile that we walk on. I remember that moment as if it happened in slow motion, a clear and measured countdown. 4, what kind of monster creates the sport of mutton busting? 3, why did I say yes to this? This was such a bad idea. 2, I think I may be getting the hang of this. Yeah, 1, no, I'm not. 4 seconds. My rodeo career in 4 seconds. The moment that we left that rodeo gate, I dropped my purchase on that wool like it was a hot potato and let my chin get reacquainted with the salty earth. 4 seconds. It'll only ever take 4 seconds for the sky to crack apart and bury us with all the stuff that they hide underneath. It'll only ever take 4 seconds for experience to pin on a new merit badge onto our Life Scout sashes. It is not just the long, burning series of a movie series of a lifetime. It's also the explosive, punching short films, a collection of quick one-liners, the taglines that we bury deep within our own chests, who we are. 4, academic team, top scorer. 3, senior superlative, most talkative. 2, a Letterman jacket for all of my debate patches and no sports patches whatsoever. 1, nickname Asian Victoria. Sometimes we don't know how to let go of the things that define us. We don't know how to move away from the starting points that exist in our storylines. 4, answered the call when Grandpa died. 3, became statistic in college sexual assault cases. 2, diagnosed with low-grade bipolar disorder. 1, contemplated suicide. 1, contemplated suicide. 1, attempted suicide. Sometimes we don't know that we are allowed to walk away from the ghosts that haunt our hallways. I know this feels like giving up, but letting go is not surrender, nor is it forgiveness for a past that stabs like glass shards and brands like gunshot wounds. Open your clenched fists and examine the scar tissue that you've built up. Look for a moment at those beautiful calluses. Offer up your war stories like a bouquet of roses, but let go of the thorns that cling to the insides of your palms. Remember that you have made it this far. Why not keep running off the map? Now is as good a time as any. 4, we are not stopping to breathe, even if this thrill has made us breathless. 3, we are screaming until all the molehills have become mountains just so that we can scale their peaks and high-five God. 2, we are standing steady, enduring beside Atlas, refusing to bow out in the first round or the second round or any round after that, stretching to hold a sky that is perpetually falling apart. 1, the sky can continue to fall to pieces, but remember that you will not crumble like this. Remember that you are amazing uncertainty and a hope that moves graceful even when it is stumbling. Your scars are a testament to all of the past that you have forged on yourself, a map that refuses to yield to boundaries, a force that will not yield to a countdown. Your life is already started. Your life will continue to go. Your life begins now. Your life begins now.